Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today is another art journal project, and we will be doing that in just a minute. I've got all my things set out here that I'm going to work with. I love this sticker or stamp right here that Wayne sent me, and I'm going to use that as sort of a background stamp. We're going to get into the die cut or cutouts and pick out this little girl with a camera and a few other things from the set. I've got some trees. We're going to do a clear embossing, but I'm going to show you how you can take a color that you have of oxide and use clear embossing and get a whole range of colors if you only had the oxides inks and a clear embossing powder. So we're going to do that. And let's see, I'm going to do the sky and a couple of other oxide colors, tumbled glass and speckled egg. And I have this little piece of vellum here. It's a reel of film, and I thought I would do it somewhere up in the sky. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out something I want to do to bring in like a photo aspect. So maybe that'll be it. Okay, let me clear the decks and I will get to the sneaky peek. Okay, I was getting ready to go on to the next page up ahead here, and I noticed that I don't think I ever showed you this one. Now, this was I used to see a lady named Estelle Crum. She was a Williamson, and she had Salmons on her side of the family. And I believe she's the one that gave me this photo. Um, Now, this is Ed Salmons, who was, I think it was my great granddad Fred's son. So that's how he's linked to us. And then this is his wife, Melissa Prince. Oh no, he was a brother to my great granddad Fred. That's how it worked. Because he was also a son of Miles Salmons and Margaret Ferguson. And then his wife was Melissa Prince. So I had a few Prince people that married into the family. Um, Now, Ed was living with family members in Adams County, Ohio, and they had went up there in the 1870s and 1880s to get out of the area after the war, the Civil War. So they went up there for a while and settled, and then they came back to Wayne, and they lived in the Crum area. And Melissa here is a daughter of James Mac Prince and Martha Jane Markham. So it ties back into my Markhams, the Prince family. Well, these two, they married on 25th January 1885, and they had about 10 children. And this is one of those photo drawings, and I think it was done about 1890. Now, here is another actual photo of Ed Salmon's family. And here he is. And I don't see Melissa. I don't know if she's passed by then or what had happened. But we have all of the children here. This was taken about 1910. Oh, it was a couple of years after Melissa had passed away. Um, then we have, let's see. Then we have this side, which is more of the princes. And this was a much earlier shot of Julia, or Melissa, with her sister Julia. Julia's a beautiful girl. Now here is a photo of Benny and his sister Lucinda Salmons, and they were children of whatever. Ed and Melissa over here. I was reading. I can't read and think at the same time. And then here is one of those drawings again. Those drawings were very popular. I guess they were a cheaper version of having a photo taken. Probably back then it was probably the case. But this is Mac and Kelly Prince. And they are brothers of Julia and Melissa up here. And another lady sent me this photo, June White. I used to talk with her a lot back in the day. And she lived, states away from me. That she didn't live anywhere close to me. But she was a big researcher in the Markhams and the Princes, and kind of on my side of the family because she was from that side. So let's get over to our third page. We'll whip this around like this. Now, what I'm going to do is take one of my brushes. Where's some of my brushes I haven't used? Let's take one of these little fluffy guys. I love these brushes. I'd never used any of them before. Now I'm going to be using 2 oxide, so I can use the same brush. And I'll go in with the lighter color first. So that's tumbled glass. And we're just going to kind of try to make a sky with it. I'm going to go up a little higher. Well, that's not going on at all, is it? Is my tumbled glass dry? Could be. Let me try a regular spouncer. Alright, I'm going to try one of these little flat spouncers and see if I get any better. I'm getting a little color on there. Sometimes the brushes just don't do. They're more for delicate work. If you've got a stencil that you're trying to get through, get the color through, and it's got delicate pieces on it that you don't want to tear up, that's when you would use probably the brush more often than not. But I want to thank everybody for coming to visit. I really appreciate you coming by and spending a little bit of time with me. I've got a weird schedule anymore. It's like I want to sleep until 12 now. I'll wake up at 9, you know, do a little drink and any other things, you know, you usually have to do in the middle of the night when you're an older lady. But I just kind of lay there and sleep. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Kind of crazy. Zach's going to beat me because he's going to have to make me get up really early. Because usually when we go to the courthouses, you know, we want to get up and try to be there not long after 9 or so and spend a good bit of our day. We just got together on the computer the other night and discussed what we thought we wanted to accomplish and where we wanted to go, what cemeteries we wanted to check out. We'll probably go up Stone Coal and spend a good bit of time up in there trying to figure out where some of the cemeteries are and things like that. There's this one old house that used to be over there. Now this was a house that was said to be one of the first ones on the creek. Now, I think we posted it on our cemetery page, and people just don't remember it. It was said to be there up until 1977, and people just don't remember this house. And I have no clue what happened, how it's not been, you know, remembered at all. So, you know, it's kind of a mystery. Some lady did say that her dad had took her and showed her, pointed it out, and she said she didn't remember it too well where he pointed it out because it was nothing but woods. So I don't even know if it was still there at that time. All right. Our next accomplishment here, that's all I'm going to do to the sky. And this is snow. And then I'm going to do a little bit of stamping before I get to the heat embossing. Just because this is going to be in the way, or the heat embossing will be in the way if I try to do it second. So we'll do this. Love, love, love this stamp. I am going to put it on there. It looks like it's a little not quite long enough. I could just do it with my hands because it's one of those things where let me see, what color do I want? Where I don't really want a lot of it. I just want a little bit of it along the edges and such. And so it's just to give, I can't even get it to go on there. No, it still won't quite work, will it? I think I need to be closer to this edge. But I just want a little bit of a detail in the background. And it doesn't even have to be a full detail. I don't really want that. And then we'll get some over here along the top. Maybe we'll just pick some of this other. kind of like that. And then along the edge. Something like that. Yeah, I just wanted something back there. And a lot of it's going to be hidden after what I'm going to do next. And I am going to do the spritz and flick technique. I'm going to get a little bit of water on my hand and just kind of sprinkle it around. Maybe I'll get it to where it looks almost like it's snowing, you know. And that's also going to take care of some of that stamping I just did. Let me wipe up in here real quick. I got water everywhere. But that isn't surprising. I'm always messy. I'm going to move down a little bit with you guys. I hope that didn't make anybody dizzy. And we're going to get in here with my nasty towel. And we're going to see about picking that up. Okay. It didn't really remove that much because it's not too visible. Which, that's okay. It was worth a try. I might put me a big drip right here. And right there where the most of the lettering is. That's what I thought I would do. Alright, while that's doing its thing, the next step will be the heat embossing. So, let me get everything up here. And we're going to be using a Rustic Wilderness. Alright, let me go ahead and tap that off real quick. And since all that was like distress ink of some type, the water reacts with it. I kind of like that smeared look. Alright, let me get everything pulled out here and get it ready. This is a stamp that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby, and it just has lot 6872 and a few other numbers on there, so I don't even know if it's still available anywhere. But we're going to go ahead, and I don't even need this. I forgot about that. We're going to go ahead and use this. Now, this is a wet medium, so it's going to help this to adhere. I need to get a piece of scrap here, but I'm going to put this underneath here real quick, and that's what I'm going to catch my clear embossing powder with. Now, all I'm going to do is put the Rustic Wilderness, it took me a minute to remember it, on here, and that's going to give us a little color for this background. Plus, it's going to be something for the little girl to be in front of, kind of situation. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if that'll do the trick for me. Another good movie, I always talk about movies, that I just watched recently. It's one of my other favorites. Really favorite. Return to Me. Now, I don't know if anybody else has ever seen that. It's got David Duchovny in it, Minnie Driver, and it's got such a cool storyline. It's really amazing. It's sort of a love story. It's real fun. The old guys, the card playing guys, are hilarious. I mean, that's Archie Bunker. His Carol O'Connor, I think that's his name. I don't know some of the other ones, but they're just amazing. But they have a, I got to get this on here real quick. They have a Irish-Italian restaurant, and they have really, really good food there. It looks really good. And so they have singing and that kind of stuff. It's really, really fun to watch it. But the star, now it goes on really, it was sort of a dry. Now the wetter your ink is, the better. Usually oxides are wet, but these are old. So anyhow, let me get that in there. Alright, it didn't turn out as successful because of the pad not being wet enough, but I think it's fine for what I need it to be. It's kind of a faded background, which that kind of works in my favor, I believe. Now this is going to somehow be up here kind of floating around. And we have this girl that I want to use. So we'll pick out some of the things that we want to use on our display here. And this is those cutouts as I showed you from the beginning. And I'm thinking I want, and she'll be down here. I need to do something possibly, well, no, it's kind of snowy, isn't it? So I think we'll be fine. I do like this outline here that's got the snowflakes on it. I'm trying to figure out where to put my hand in here to pop it. Okay. And then what we don't use, we can put back into the bin here. Now I got to find something to have in my little slide. And I think I got something in here. I'm going to use happy as one of my phrase. Whew, that one's kind of hard to get out of there. Now back to the movie. That's what they always say. Back to the movie. So the girl, the star is Minnie, and Grace. Her name is Grace, and she has a bad heart. Her mother had a bad heart. It was hereditary. Oh, I done broke that off. And she's waiting to have a heart transplant. And so David Duchovny, I can't remember his piece, or his name in the movie, but he goes and he has a wife, and she works at the zoo, and she works with the apes and everything. There's some kind of a party that they go to, I guess, for the zoo, like an event, and it's raining, and as they're driving back home, I guess they were in a wreck, because the next thing you see is them wheeling her in. She had her head hit the passenger window, and I guess that was all that could be done. I mean, she passed away. So Grace gets her heart, and I don't think they really said that, but I guess you could have told by everything that was going on. So yeah, it's got where they actually meet. Okay, that goes in here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to have her being taken a picture of. Oh, I think it was this little bird here. I think I picked this bird out. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Can almost see all of him. And anyway, so they meet. She feels something when they walk by each other at the zoo, because he's there constructing a pen for one of the apes that his wife wanted to have a bigger home there, and he's an architect. But they, yeah, she has a tingle. So, oh my goodness. They have a little meet at the restaurant when his friend tries to set him up on a double date, and he doesn't like the girl, so he gets ready to leave, and she gives him some food, and he leaves his phone, so he comes back, and then the romance begins, I guess you could say. And she goes to his house, and he wants her to play some music, and she goes upstairs, and she had written a letter. Now, these are usually two-sided. This one doesn't have any snowflakes on it at all, but this one does. That's the side I wanted to use, but actually, you're not even going to see that part. Oh, well. We'll fold it in half anyway. But she goes upstairs. She had written him a thank you letter to the donor's family, and she sees it laying there. And she realizes that she's got his wife's heart. And she doesn't know how to explain it to him. And he finally comes over, and she leaves, and she goes home. And he doesn't know what's wrong with her, but he comes by the next day, and she tells him. He doesn't know how to take it. And so, he kind of leaves. Now, she'd been intending to go to Italy to paint. Oh, you can see a little bit of that snowflake behind that bird. How about we just have him pop out of it? Look, that's kind of cute. Yeah, we'll have him pop out of it. So, yeah. But they do get back together. And she had left for Italy, and Carol O'Connor, he was there when the guy finally comes back after he worked out all of his issues and things with the situation. And Carol was telling him, he says it could be that heart was always meant to be with you. And I thought that was kind of a neat concept phrase. So, such a good movie. He plays in a lot of good movies. I mean, he was from X-Files, David Duchovny. I'm sure y'all know him from X-Files, most of you. And there was another kind of a cool movie he was in that I've always liked. It was called Evolution. And it was where this meteor comes down from outer space. And it falls down into like a little, I don't know if it was a cave or something, but it starts to emit like a little atmosphere and everything, and all these little creatures are starting to form from, being down on Earth in this little bit of an atmosphere. And but they're really fast to materialize and go from generation to generation. So it's really, really kind of cool. And has dinosaurs and things kind of like that are forming. And it finally gets up to where it's got primates. but that one's a real fun one too. Funny and all that kind of stuff. All right, I have my bird. That's going to kind of be up here. She's taking a photo, or should that be down there? I don't know. I need to find out if I want to put anything else up in here. Alright, so far I have not used the volume paste, so I think we're going to do that. We're going to add in a few snowflakes. And I've got this stencil set. It's Christmas, and I've never used it before. I love the font on this, and that's really pretty too. I just have never used it. I have used the stencil down here before, because that's kind of Art Deco looking. But we're just going to go up here. And although it's supposed to be stars, I'm going to use it for snowflakes. So, let me get in here like this. And this is THMM156. Doesn't have a name on it. It's just a number. So, we're going to go ahead and just put a few stars up here to fill in some of this area. I'm going to be really abstract about putting it on here, however you want to phrase that. There's a word, and I can't ever remember what the word is, but I don't want to be even Steven. I just want to be natural. Here, there, and everywhere. Okay, I'm going to pull this up, but I'm going to actually leave this on here. But as you can see, it's a nice, kind of fluffy, creamy paste. And you don't need very much of it. So we're going to get on here and start our... And it's a volume paste because it keeps the shape. It keeps the size and shape that it's in. Okay, I'm hoping it's not going underneath. We're going to go to this one. And this one. Let me pick it up. Oh, so far so good. Then I'm going to go over, I got it on my finger and everything. So far so good. Then I'm going to go over here and do a little bit on the lower side here. Kind of right there. Oop, I put a lot down on that one. Okay. I don't know if I need any more. Maybe right in here. It's going to be kind of iffy, but let's try it. And since it's white, it'll be white against white and a lot of that. Oh, that one got a little weird. But that's okay. Probably something will cover it up. All right. That's kind of cool. Okay. I hit that with the heat gun for a little bit just to dry it. But you can see everything's really subtle. That's kind of what I wanted. I just kind of wanted a nice, gentle background. The trees worked out good. I think if they would have been bolder, they wouldn't have worked as well. But now we have something in the background, but we want to do the borders. I like doing the borders. This is Vintage Photo Oxide. And since I used that in here, and there are some browns into the actual looks that I'm going to put on here, the focals, I think this will work out just right. So I'm just going to kind of go along and put down some color. Don't really need it down here, but I do need to do something to this base to make it look like it's actually a snowbank and a snow field behind her. So it's going to have a depth to it. Now over here, I'm kind of just going to brush it along the edge just to make it look like it's finished out. There. That works. Oh, and I haven't done the top. Okay. Yep, I like how that turned out. I love anything framed. I always have to frame it. I don't know what it is. I've even done that in my drawings in the past when I was in school and everything. I always had to have something framed out. Okay, on the wording, I picked out that word happy, and I'm going to pick out the word reflection because that goes along with, you know, you got a refracting and reflecting kind of thing going on with your photo taking. So I thought that would be the perfect addition. You also have the snow, which has a refracting element to it. So I think that's everything we needed out of here. Ooh. All right, I have this Photo Twin Zig pen. I've had it for ages and ages. Sky Water Blue. It just keeps giving. I've had them, I would say 10 years. And these things are still giving me ink. Some of them have gave out, but most of them are still going. So I'm going to move my phrase over just a bit. And I'm going to come in here at sort of an angle. And sort of just outline underneath, like it's like a shadow kind of effect going on. Back here at the tree line. And I'm just free-forming it. I'm going to come in a little bit with some squiggly kind of lines, and that's going to kind of frame out some of the snow lying in the foreground. Now here's where she's going to be, so I'm mostly going to do some line systems over here. You can make a little bumpy kind of an area. I'll do something like that that's coming out from behind her. But I think that's all we need. But that's going to give you the look that there is snow. And the edge of the snow ends right there. Now, the way I wanted to do this, I wanted to have her here. Which I didn't even have to do that bit. But it's okay. So I'm going to have her here. And then I thought this, what do you call it? The film strip would be about right there. And I think I wanted the little bird. I think I might just put the bird kind of right there where he's kind of connected. I didn't want him floating over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my fabric tack glue to put all these pieces down with. Fabric tack, that's a piece of vellum here. I've had that since we went to Alaska. When I went to Alaska, I started collecting all kinds of pieces because I thought I was going to come back and do a big old scrapbook. Little did I realize I wasn't going to do it. And I have started to use the things over the years for other projects. When I was doing those cards for kids, I used a whole lot of the things that I had to make the bookmarks, because that was one of the big things that they gave the children when they came into the hospital. They gave them a bookmark. I don't know why. But then they also started giving them cards. Now I'm going to go around the outside of this with a little bit of ink because I think it's kind of plain. So this will help. There we go. So I got my pretty little bird. And then we're going to put our piece of vellum down. Maybe I'll just hold it. And I'm just going to squirt some glue right through the center of it. And then it can work out whatever it wants to do from there. I had my husband get me some bird feed the other day, and I think the birds finally found that the feeder got filled up again. I see them out there. Little stinkers. I'm going to move this in just a little bit, like I'm trying to hide that horrible star there, snowflake, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I'm going to put that right over top of it, because that one didn't get filled up either. So we'll go ahead and put this down here. Come on, come on. I need to lay this on its side. All right. Big dab of glue. And then that's going to kind of go up here like this. Like he's took the picture, or she's took the picture. And then, oh, that's not quite dry yet. I need to watch out what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. And then our words. And I think I'm going to put them down with just regular glue. My Barely Arts. Okay, so we got reflection, and that's going to go down here in the snow area. And that's going to pull some more of the brown down, you see. Now this got kind of chopped in half, so I need to be careful with it. Okay. And then happy reflection. Let me dab at it. And let me get the HA on there. Has anybody else decided to do a art journal? They're really, really fun. As you can see, I'm using up all the pieces and parts of these two different Dewdrop sets that I ordered. But I do want to order a few others so I can get other type of backgrounds. I'm mostly doing winter right now because that's what we're going through. But I want to do some others. All right, we are done. Let me cap my glue, and I'll hold it up where you can see everything really, really close. And so this is what we did. And this is what I used to do. I used to take pictures all the time. I just don't anymore. I don't know what it is. I just don't. Now, I did stick my finger in that star snowflake. But you can see kind of how the background turned out. I really like that real subtle look of the wording. And then the subtleness of the trees. And then you've got her in behind them. All right. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a great, great day. Thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.